personally think that all high school students should wear school uniforms. Personally, I strongly believe that uniforms create a more equal environment for everyone at school. I remember when I was in high school, some students feel embarrassed because they couldn't afford fashionable clothes. For example, one of my classmates was often teased for wearing the same outfit repeatedly. Uniform would have prevented that. In addition, uniforms make it easier for school to maintain discipline and safety. For example, when everyone dresses the same, it's easier to identify students who don't belong in school. I once heard about a case where someone from outside entered a school unnoticed because they dressed like regular students. Uniform help avoid situations like that. So some so to sum up, I strongly agree that all high school students should wear uniforms because it promotes equality and increases safety. The reading passage announced a change on campus. In particular, the university plans to replace all physical textbooks with electronic books starting next semester. The school explained that this change will reduce printing costs and make learning materials more accessible online for students. The man in this conversation completely opposes this idea. To start, he says that reading on screen for a long period hurt his eye, making it harder for him to focus during his studies. He mentioned that physical books are more comfortable for him to use, especially when studying for long hours. He also explained that not all students have a reliable device to read ebooks. For instance, he says some student laptops are old or have weak batteries, and buying new devices can be expensive. So he believes this change will actually cause more problem rather than helping students. So to sum up, the men strongly disagree with this university's plan because ebooks strain his eyes and may create financial difficulties for students. According to the reading, swarm intelligence is a concept where a group of simple individuals work together and create intelligent behavior as a collective. The passage explained that even though each member may have limited abilities, their cooperation leads to efficient problem solving. In the lecture, the professor dove deeper in this subject by explaining how ants demonstrate swarm intelligence. To start, the lecturer explained that when ants search for food, each ant leaves a chemical trail called a pheromone. As more ants follow and strengthen this trail, the colony eventually finds the shortest and most effective path to the food source. Secondly, the professor described birds as another example. He goes on to say that birds and a flock don't follow a leader. Instead, each bird follows simple rules like keeping a certain distance from others. This results in complex and coordinated movement, allowing the flock to change direction smoothly and avoid predators. So, to sum up, the lecture shows that swarm intelligence happens when simple behavior combines to form advanced group action, as seen in ants and birds. The lecture is about aggression, which is explained as a type of harmful behavior that people show toward others. In the lecture, the professor goes into detail about two major theories that try to explain why aggression exists, and I found them pretty interesting. After introducing the topic, the lecturer mentioned the biological theory of aggression. First, The professor talks about how certain biological factors, such as hormones, especially testosterone, can increase aggressive tendencies. The professor also explained that studies on animals show that when hormone levels rise, the animals tend to act more aggressively, which support that idea that aggression can be influenced by our biology. Secondly, the professor described the social learning theory. He goes on to say that people can learn aggressive behavior by observing others. For example, when children watch adults solve problems by sharing or hearing, the children might imitate that behavior. The professor provides another example by discussing how media violence can encourage aggressive action because people see aggression being rewarded. So, after listening, I now have a better understanding of how aggression can come from both biological factors and learning behaviors.